All right, guys. Hope everyone is doing okay out there. If you have questions on any of this or want something clarified, send me or Mrs. Carver an email. We can certainly always figure out a way to help you with it. All right. What we're looking at day 15 is what is a radian. So I think you guys should have done a Desmos activity yesterday that hopefully got you understand this a little bit. But these are the notes that fit within there. So when we reference circumference and the similarity of circles, recall that circumference of a circle is circumference equals pi times diameter, which is the same as circumference equals 2 pi r. Pi is a constant of proportionality between circumference and diameter, which means circumference over diameter is going to equal pi. All right. Really what we want to know is this is a new, not new, but a different way to measure. And the correlation is this radius is going to be the same length as that arc if we were to straighten that arc out. All right, those would be the same measure. So looking at how we would measure a circle this way, kind of dealing with that center angle, but this would be 1 radian. This, 2, 3, right? 1, 2, 3, just short, and then for the full semicircle, it's 3.14. So just beyond 3 is going to give you the semicircle. All right. And again, you can see down there, if we get to 360 degrees, again, you can see it's just slightly bigger than 6. That 3.14 plus that 3.14 is going to be 2 pi. All right. That is the measure of the full circle. So 360 degrees equals 2 pi radians, and 180 degrees equals pi radians. So if we wanted to convert these, all right, I can look at this first example 1, and they're telling me it's 90 degrees. So what fraction of the circle is this degree? Well, if I look at 90 over 360 degrees, that's going to be 1/4. And if I wanted to convert that to radians, right, so look, if I go 1/4 times 360 in degrees, what do I get? 90 degrees. 90 degrees. If I want to go radians, I'd multiply 1/4 times 2 pi, that radians up here, right? And I'd have 2 pi over 4, which reduces down to 1/4 or pi over 4. Okay? Do the same thing here. I'm going to look at the fraction that angle is of the whole circle. So 120 over 360, that reduces down to 1/3. And then if I want to go to radians, I'm going to take that 1/3 and multiply it by that whole circle, which is 2 pi if we're in radians. And that's going to give me 2 pi over 3 for how many radians that would be. All right, this last one, 270 degrees over 360. If I want to find out what fraction of a circle that angle is, all right, so that would give me 3/4. And if I wanted to convert from degrees to radians, I'm going to take that 3/4 and I'm going to multiply by 2 pi. Right, so that would give me 6 pi over 4, which will reduce down to 3 pi over 2. So all this is just a different way to measure that angle rather than degrees. You can also go the other way with this. Okay, so in this case, pi over 4 is 1/4 of pi. So if I multiply that 1/4 by 180, I'm going to get 45 degrees. So I just went from radians to degrees. Can do the same thing here. What percentage of the circle? Well, that's 3/4 of pi. And then if I multiply 3/4 by 180, I end up getting 540. Just do this down here so we get a little bit more room. All right, so if I go 3/4 times 180, that's going to equal 540 over 4. And then when I do this in my calculator or simplify, that's going to come out to 135 degrees. Okay? As next one, 5 pi over 4, that is 5/4 of pi. And then I'm going to multiply that 5/4 times 180. All right, and when I multiply that, I end up with 900 over 4. And simplify that out, I end up with 225 degrees. All right, so we can go back and forth from this. We can look at these down here as well. All right, 2 pi over 5, that's going to be 2/5. So if I want to go to degrees, I'm going to go 2/5 times 180. That's going to give me 360 over 5. And when I put that in my calculator, 72 degrees.